I'd love to dive a little bit into your journey with diabetes.
Okay, yes.
Because I think for how common it is, it's really not like talked about
Not
much.
at all.
Like I remember growing up when I was, prepping for you coming. I remember when I was young, this is maybe before your time because Taylor reminded me our age difference. But I'm almost a decade older than you, but I'm not there. So I'm just holding on to it's not a decade.
Yeah.
Taylor was like, cause I put on my Instagram story when I did the thing, I was like, I'm filming with someone special. We're like around the same age. And Taylor was like, you're not around the same age. You're 27. I was like, just let me have my moment.
Yeah.
but anyways, when I was younger, Nick Jonas came out and said that he had diabetes, and it was like this huge thing.
Yeah.
And I honestly can't think of, I mean, for me personally, I know there is, but having an impact on me, someone with a platform like talking about it.
Yeah, I
and
know.
Working, I'm a nurse, and I worked as a nurse, and like almost all my diabetes is so common. Like
It really
it's something
is.
that is like so.
And you don't know that people have it either. Like
Yeah.
it's so like discreet. I literally remember when Nick Jonas was diagnosed, and I cried because I was obsessed with Nick Jonas, and I was like tears. I was like, is he gonna die? And then literally when I got diagnosed in the hospital, I was like, Nick Jonas has type 1. Like that was one of my first things I thought of. I'm like, I can't.
Oh my gosh. So how old were you when you were diagnosed?
Okay, so I was about to be 16 years old. I was like 2 months being 16. Yep, so I was 15, but it was crazy. So do you want me to tell you like my whole diagnosis?
Yeah, give it to me. Yeah.
Okay, so I was in like the heat of my dance season, and I was like really sick. I was just exhausted. I felt like when I was dancing, I like couldn't give it my all. I couldn't like dance as well as I wanted to. And like kind of my teachers were like, Rylee, what's going on? Like you're dancing like slow, or like, why aren't you giving it to me? And it was like a really hard time in my life too, because I was like, am I losing my dance? Like what's happening? Am I not good anymore? So it was a huge thing like that. But basically I was really sick. I went to like a Dallas competition, and after the competition, I obviously ate a bunch because you're really hungry when you have it.
Yeah.
And I like passed out like immediately after, and like slept for like ever. And that was just like crazy. But again, no one thought I would have it because it doesn't run in my family.
Okay,
it doesn't it doesn't run in my family. So we were like, there's no way I could have it. But basically I was at a convention. So a convention's just like a big thing where you do like a bunch of class. I'm sure you know what a convention is.
Yeah.
But for people who don't know, it's like where you do like a bunch of different styles of dance, and you just like take a bunch of classes. And I went through like a whole case of water bottles in like one day. I was peeing like every 30 minutes. And like my mom was like, where'd all your water go? I'm like, I drank it all. She's like, what? Like, what is happening to you? Like, just so confused. I was eating so much, but losing so much weight. Like, it was really scary. So then there was one day I was on TikTok, and a TikTok popped up on my For You page of like type 1 diabetes like symptoms.
Yeah.
And literally I had every single one. It was like mood swings, frequent urination, like super thirsty, just like feeling out of body. And I sent it to my family group chat, and they were like laughing, like, Rylee, you're so funny. And I'm like, I know I'm so funny. Like, there's no way I have diabetes. Like, literally, we did not think it was even possible. My dad was a doctor, and one of my sisters is a nurse, and they were like, this is so funny. Like, you do not have it. So I continued to live my life. I just kept getting sicker.
Yeah.
Then there was one day I came home, and I was like just sitting there, and I was like, Dad, like I really do not feel good. Like, could we get like my blood checked or something? Like, I think I'm like sick with something.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I went pee like 7 times in the night last night. He's like, what? You went pee 7 times in the night? He's like, we need to like actually check you for diabetes if that's true. And I was like, yes, it's true. So we went to the hospital, checked my blood sugar. It like wouldn't even read on the thing. It just said high, which was crazy because that means it was above 600. And so then I went into the hospital. They admitted me. They like did a bunch of tests on me. And then they told me that my blood sugar was 1,023. Yep. And for reference, 80 to 120 is where you're supposed to be. And I was in the 1,000s. So that was really bad. They said I had diabetes for like 3 months before the fact, but because I was so active and dancing every weekend and dancing so much, it was helping maintain it and helping me not malfunction. But literally, like, I could have gone to bed that night and not gone to the hospital, and I could have died, which is so scary. So basically, I got admitted. I was in the hospital for like 3 days, and it was insane. You like basically the whole 3 days, you're just training on how to manage your diabetes, how to prick your finger, how to like figure out how much insulin to give yourself for food. Like it was really overwhelming just at the time. And like a huge thing to like tell somebody at 16 to just completely change your life at that point.
Yeah. I didn't realize that you were that old.
Yes.
Because I have friends that were diagnosed like younger, like in elementary school.
Right. Yeah.
But the fact that you're saying like a 16-year-old who like has their whole like not life in order, but their routine
Yes.
of stuff, and to like be handed this thing that you now have to, it's not just like you take a pill every day.
Yeah, no.
It's something you have to fully track.
Yes. It's like, it's consumed every single part of my mind at this point. And it's like, it's just a whole thing that I have to think about. And it's crazy that I like had to change that at 16. But luckily, I feel like I don't remember my life before, and I don't remember being able to eat without insulin. So that's a plus, is like, I feel like I've like adjusted to the lifestyle.
When you were diagnosed, was there ever a point where you were like, why me? Or like just frustrated? Because I remember my friends, my one friend in particular that I'm talking about, when he was like, I remember being in like the school nurse's office, like in elementary school, and he would like have to come in at like recess and lunch to go like get his insulin. I remember him one day like crying in there, like visibly looking at him, like crying, like upset that he had to do this. And it's such an adjustment. And like for him, he kind of grew up with it. But did you have that type of moment?
Yes, 1000%. So I was in the hospital, and it was like the first night that I was in the hospital, and I'm a very religious person, so I pray a lot. And I was just kind of like, why? Like, why did this have to happen? Why did this life adjustment have to happen to me? Just kind of like angry at the whole situation. But then all of a sudden I had prayed, and I had like asked for direction, asked for like a positive light in this situation. And I feel like I was kind of like enlightened in a way where I was like, this can be like such a like big inspiration to so many people, because I thought my life was over. I thought everything was going to change. I wasn't going to be able to dance. I thought that I was going to have to devote every single time into my blood sugar and how I was doing. But little did I know that one day I can speak about it. I can be a big person that has type 1 but can still like do what they're doing in life. Like you can have a normal life. You can still follow your dreams with diabetes. Like it should not stop you whatsoever. It's definitely a challenge. And I'm not saying like I'm like completely fine with it. Like there's days where I'm literally like, why do I have this? Like this sucks. Like there's just so many moments and scary things that can happen in just a split of a second. But I feel like I just changed my mindset. I was like, one day I'm going to be a voice for so many people. And if I do get to be on Dancing with the Stars one day, I can open my platform and tell people of my diagnosis and like inspire someone who goes to the hospital and gets diagnosed, and just show that like really it doesn't change your life and you can still follow your dreams. So I think that's my biggest thing.
Yeah. I love that. I was going to ask if there was like any positive that came from it, but I'm assuming that would be.
Yes. I feel like just being able to be a voice for it, and luckily I got to change my mindset quickly. Like it was sad. Like I was very sad. I was very confused and went into it really blindly because I didn't know anyone with type 1.
Yeah.
And I had never seen anyone manage it. I never knew how it worked. Like I literally thought I was like, I'm going to die. Like this is so bad.
Scary.
And like you don't know what comes with that. I don't know what my life is going to look like at 70 years old. But like what I can do is now is stay healthy and just look at it in a positive light.